There are moments in history when a single document can shift the course of nations. According to recent intelligence leaks circulating within defense analysis circles, the People's Liberation Army may already have a detailed, step-by-step timeline for a full-scale invasion of Taiwan. If authentic, this plan doesn't just outline troop movements and naval blockades. It sets a countdown clock for one of the most consequential military operations of the 21st century. What makes this leak different from the countless rumors and war games of the past is not the speculation, but the precision. Dates, staging areas, cyber warfare phases, even predicted Western countermeasures. It's all there, mapped with chilling clarity. And if the analysis holds, the world may have far less time to prevent the unthinkable than most believe. The stakes cannot be overstated. Taiwan is more than an island. It is the beating heart of global semiconductor production and a linchpin of maritime trade in the Western Pacific. A successful Chinese takeover would not only redraw borders, but rewrite the balance of power across the world economy. For the United States and its allies, the leaked timeline is not just a military problem, it's a strategic, economic, and existential question. If this document is real, the countdown is no longer hypothetical. It has already begun. To understand why this matters, we need to step back, not just to the last few years of heightened tension, but nearly a century into the past. Taiwan's modern status is rooted in the unresolved Chinese Civil War, where the Kuomintang fled to the island in 1949 after Mao's communist forces seized the mainland. Since then, Taiwan has evolved from a wartime refuge into a democratic, high-tech powerhouse, while Beijing has never wavered in its claim that the island is a renegade province to be unified with the mainland at any cost. That historical fracture line is the foundation of today's crisis. But what makes this moment different is not just ideology or politics, it's capability. For decades, Beijing lacked the naval and amphibious power projection needed to take Taiwan. Now, according to defense analysts, those capabilities are converging with political will in a dangerous new alignment. The leaked document allegedly outlines a four-phase campaign, each designed to paralyze Taiwan before the first PLA soldier ever sets foot on its shores. Phase 1. Cyber dominance. In the opening 72 hours, massive coordinated cyber attacks would target Taiwan's power grid, air defense systems, and financial networks. The goal isn't just disruption, it's disorientation, creating an environment where communication fractures before the first missile is launched. Phase 2. Air and maritime supremacy. The plan details simultaneous saturation strikes on Taiwan's airfields and ports, combined with a naval blockade designed to prevent U.S. or Japanese forces from immediate reinforcement. Phase 3. Precision decapitation strikes. These would target command centers and political leadership to create a vacuum of authority. Only in Phase 4 does the plan move to amphibious landings, leveraging overwhelming force to secure beachheads near Taoyuan and Kaohsiung, according to the document. What makes this chilling isn't just the detail, it's the timeline. Defense analysts who reviewed the leak claim it specifies an operational window between 18 and 24 months from now, with exercises already aligning with key milestones in the preparation cycle. Whether or not Beijing chooses to execute the plan on that schedule, the level of logistical planning signals intent far beyond mere posturing. For seasoned professionals in defense and policy, this raises a critical question. Are we witnessing a war being rehearsed in real time, or a psychological operation designed to force concessions without firing a shot? The United States and its allies are not blind to these developments. Under the Taiwan Relations Act, Washington has maintained a policy of strategic ambiguity. supplying Taiwan with defensive weapons without explicitly committing to direct intervention. But leaked Pentagon war games paint a sobering picture. In most scenarios, the US and Japan can blunt a Chinese invasion, but at extraordinary cost, both economically and militarily. The leaked timeline seems to anticipate this, detailing countermeasures against US carrier strike groups and electronic warfare systems aimed at disrupting Allied coordination. Japan's role is particularly critical. Its proximity and constitutional debate over military engagement make it both a frontline defender and a political wild card. For NATO and European allies, the stakes are economic. A Taiwan conflict would ripple through global markets, triggering energy shocks, trade disruptions, and a semiconductor crisis that would dwarf current supply chain issues. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of the leak isn't the plan itself, but what it reveals about Beijing's internal calculus. Intelligence intercepts suggest debate within the Chinese leadership, with military hardliners pushing for decisive action, while economic strategists warn of catastrophic sanctions and capital flight. This division underscores a reality often lost in Western narratives. China's leadership is not monolithic. The leaked document, if genuine, may represent not just a military plan, but a political gambit. A way to force Taiwan and the West into concessions without triggering actual war. For mature, experienced viewers analyzing this through a professional lens, this nuance is critical. Understanding intent is as important as understanding capability. So, what happens next? If the timeline is authentic, the window for deterrence is measured not in decades, but in months. That means every diplomatic move, every military exercise, and every economic signal matters. History teaches us that wars are rarely inevitable until they are. The Cuban Missile Crisis, the Berlin airlift, the long Cold War standoffs, all were resolved in the shadow of catastrophic potential, because key actors understood the stakes and acted accordingly. The Taiwan Strait may be entering its own version of that moment, where miscalculation could ignite a conflict with global consequences. For professionals and policymakers watching this unfold, the takeaway is not panic but preparation. Understanding the leaked plan's structure, anticipating both its execution and its potential as psychological warfare and reinforcing alliances, are not abstract exercises. They are immediate imperatives. Whether this document becomes the blueprint for the next great war or a historical footnote depends on the choices made in boardrooms, war rooms, and diplomatic corridors right now. The question that lingers is not just whether Beijing has set a date for Taiwan's fall, but whether the world has set a course to prevent it. The clock, if the leak is real, is already ticking, and for those with the foresight to read these signals, the responsibility is clear. Act before the timeline turns into reality. Don't forget to subscribe to The Timely Take for more war documentaries and historical news videos.